This time we're going to take a look at the Jem'Hadar 2nd Division cruiser for the Dominion. It's a little bit smaller ship than the Battleship, a little bit more maneuverable, a little less hull and offensive. It comes with some cool upgrades, so we'll take a look. We have our dial for the battle cruiser. Got some 2 turns in there, which is what makes it a little bit more maneuverable than the Battleship. Some 3 red turns and even a come about. There you have it. You can see the maneuvering there. The 4 come about, at least it still has one. Makes it quite a bit more maneuverable than the other ship. There you have our 2nd Division battle cruiser. It's unique, Dominion. 5 attack, 1 agility, 6 hull, 5 shield. You get a tech slot, 2 weapon slots, 2 crew slots for 34 points. And you have evasive, target lock, scan, and battle stations. And then each time you defend, if you're within range 1 or 2 of at least one friendly Jem'Hadar attack ship, roll an extra defense die. Then we have our generic. You lose 1 shield and 1 tech for 32 points. For captains, we have Gul Dukat. It's unique. Captain skill at 8 for 5 points. And as an action, when attacking with your primary weapon this round, you can gain +1 attack die. He's also an Admiral, which we'll get into at the end of the video. Next we have Wei Yun. It's unique. Captain skill at 8. 1 elite talent for 5 points. At the start of the game, you can place 2 mission tokens on him, and then as an action you can remove one of his mission tokens to target a ship in range 1 to 3, and the target ship cannot attack your ship this round, and you cannot attack this round. And they come with the tokens there. You can't attack this round, and that ship can't attack the ship that Wei Yun's in command of. Next we have Kivan. He's unique. Captain skill of 4, 2 points. And as an action, you can target 1 enemy ship at range 1 to 2 in your forward firing arc. Your ship can't attack any other ship this round and must attack that ship as possible. During the combat phase, if your ship attacks with its primary weapon, it resolves its attack immediately before the target ship as if it had a higher captain skill. If the target ship attacks your ship this round, it gains +4 attack dice. There's the tokens that go with that. Basically, the ship you choose you must attack, but you get to shoot before they do, regardless of captain skill. And the other one is if they return fire against your ship, they gain +4 dice. So you want to make sure you're not in their fire arc where they can return and make use of that. Then we have our generic Dominion captain. 2 more captain skill 8 captains are very useful for the Dominion. Unfortunately, they're both reprints of someone we already have, so still gives us 2 options for the Dominion for captain skill 8 now. So our elite talent upgrade for this expansion is unnecessary bloodshed. It's unique, 5 points. As an action, you can discard this card to target every friendly ship within range 1 to 3, including your ship. And during the attack roll or roll attack dice step of the combat phase, each target ship chooses one of its attack dice and places it on a hit result. They cannot be re-rolled this round. It can only be purchased for a Dominion captain. And I believe there was a token for that too. Yep, it actually comes with 3 tokens for use with unnecessary bloodshed. Nice in a swarm build, you can pretty much guarantee one hit from each of your ships that round. 5-point discard though, not so sure on that. For crew, we have a bunch more Jem'Hadar that I can't pronounce properly. Lamat Ukam. He's unique. 2 points. If your ship's already acquired a target lock on an enemy during the declare target step of the combat phase, you may discard this card to remove your target lock tokens and acquire a target lock on a different enemy ship. It's a free action. Normal rules apply, meaning they have to be within range 3. Next we have Ramada Kalan. He's unique. 4 points. At the end of the activation phase, if your ship is in the forward firing arc of at least 2 enemy ships within range 1 to 3 of your ship, you may discard to add +2 to your captain skill number until the end phase. Gain +2 attack dice for all your attacks during the round in which you use this upgrade. And with him, get your +2 captain skill, +2 attack for use with him. And then last we have Amat Eigen. It's unique, 3 points. Each time you defend, roll +1 defense dice. Whenever an enemy upgrade would cause one of your other crew upgrades to be discarded, you must discard this card instead. Some nice crew options for them. Nice to see some ones that don't require you to discard or disable them every time you use stuff. So some passive actions in there are nice. For weapon upgrades, we have photon torpedoes. It's pretty much a standard 5 points. These ones have 5 attack, range 2 to 3. They don't have the range 1 to 3 like most of the other torpedoes that the Dominion get. They require a target lock, and if fired from a battle cruiser, you get to add +1 attack die. Interesting enough, they all say you can be fired from a front or rear arc. I don't think there's a Dominion ship yet that has a rear arc, so maybe a hint of things to come. Next up, we have a new version of the phased polaron beam for 5 points. This one requires to be disabled before it's used. It's 4 attack dice, range 1. All damage inflicted by this attack ignores opposing ship's shields, and it costs 5 extra points to put on a non-Jem'Hadar ship. Nice weapon for fighting the Borg or other ships that have high shield values. And last for weapons, probably my personal favorite out of the pack, a volley of torpedoes. And it's 6 points. It's 5 attack dice, range 1 to 3. Requires your target lock and a discard, so it's a one-time use. You disable one of your other Dominion torpedo upgrades to make an additional attack with it. You do not need to have the second target lock or spend a second target lock to make the extra attack. Both attacks must be made against different targets in your forward or rear firing arcs. This upgrade can only be purchased for the Jem'Hadar battle cruiser or battleship. So basically, it's their version of secondary torpedo launchers. You get this 5 die attack at range 1 to 3, and then you can follow up with a torpedo attack for free. It has to be on a separate target, though. And so we have our 5 shields, the critical and auxiliary power token, battle station, scan, and evasive. All the various tokens for the upgrade cards, 2 disables, target lock QQ. Our additional rules card and the tokens for the Admiral, which we'll go over in a minute. The mission for this one is evacuate the station. And I haven't actually read through it, so I'm not sure. But 200 points of Jem'Hadar versus 90 points of other. Sounds a little one-sided. Apparently there's a minefield. One of these days I'm going to do a write-up of all the missions. As with the other Dominion ships, the model itself is actually a really cool figure. It's got lots of detail in it. Some nice thick chunky parts, so things aren't bent or warped like they are on some of the other ships. Could use a wash or a repaint if you're into that. A lot of these tiles, if you paint them alternating colors or whatnot, really bring out the details in the ship. And there we have our base with a front 90-degree arc. And the generic. New mechanic that was added in these new wave of expansions are the Admirals. They come with these additional rules cards. Explain how Admirals work. Basically, you can add one to your fleet face up as an Admiral, which gets added to a ship. You get these little tokens that get added to your base to signify which ship the Admiral is on board. And they have an ability on there that can be used on any of your ships within range 1 to 3 of the Admiral ship, including the ship he's on itself. They can also be purchased as a captain, or in the event that your captain becomes disabled or goes on an away team, the Admiral can take over as captain of the ship. And they have things on here. Things like communication failure and injured captain do not apply to the Admiral. So even though your captain is injured, you still get the bonuses from your Admiral and your Admiral abilities. Once your Admiral takes command of a ship, though, he loses his Admiral ability and gets his captain ability. So in this expansion we have Admiral Dukat, who gives you +1 to your captain skill on the ship he's on. You get an extra elite talent slot on the ship he's on for 5 points. And you get the fleet action. When attacking with your primary weapon, you can gain +1 attack dice this round. And you get a fleet action token to remind you you're using it. This does take the place of your normal ship action for the turn, unfortunately. But you can use it on the ship they're on, or any ship within, or friendly ship within range 1 to 3. So it does have its uses. And like I said, if he should become captain of the ship, you flip him over. Now he's captain, and he loses the fleet action, just gains a normal action, which means it'll only affect the ship he's on, just like a normal captain. And say your captain was on an away team is what made you flip over. When your captain returns, you would return him back to his Admiral. It's a neat mechanic. I think we're going to see more of it as the game progresses, and we're going to get more options for more factions. Right now there's only Admiral Kirk and Dukat, but I think we're going to see a lot more of them here soon. All in all, a decent pack. Excellent if you're into the Jem'Hadar. Good as far as the Dominion go. You get 2 new really nice captains for the Dominion. A couple interesting upgrades like the volley of torpedoes. And a few more interesting Jem'Hadar crewmen. It's a little bit more maneuverable than the Battleship. I see it getting a little bit more use because of that. It's only 1 point lower in the attack, so I think it's worth it for the trade-off for the maneuverability, but that's just me. Anyway, we'll see you in the next video.